a lot of things that might happen by accident. A lot of things that become, um, well, not controlled, but basically by luck, chance, but not like fate, but like a chance, like and basically with the marionettes, I came in the first feature as the puppet master, who who's who somehow would control my actions, even though he didn't completely control me. It was like an intermingling of between between things that I don't know and similar things that I know, such as when I took off the mask, I became what I what I became understood in my when I knew things and all that. But yet I was still somehow marionetted.
Marionette.
Yes.
Yeah. But
And
rubber bands.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the laughter was scorn and contempt at my limitations because of the
Yeah. Like this pedal that you pushed, like marionette, and like this is just really scornful. That so. Um, do you have anything else? Anything you want to say?
oh, well, not much, but I mean even right now I can't really fully explain the ideas I had for this performance. But I do know that as times go by, I'll be able to find more meanings for what happened to fully explain it, like in every piece of literature. I mean, all the different meanings can be valid.
Yes. Yeah. Which is the point I was trying to make in the lecture today. You know, about ambiguity. That symbols, actions can have multiple meanings, which is the essence of poetry. You know, the situation of poetry is that, to me, is that you can have multiple meanings, and that's a modern condition. You know, that's something that's happened of our time, you know, and also the identity, you know, being controlled, being manipulated, is also something that's become a very, very hot topic as far as criticism goes, contemporary literary criticism, theory, and philosophical thought about, and we'll be dealing with this later on when we get into media and connection to the body, that the self becomes mediated in some way. There's an intermediary there. Like language. Language is basically a mediation of your physical body. When I say mediation, do you all know what I'm saying? When I say the body is mediated, that there's like there's a camera on me right now. My body is being mediated. My mouth is producing a mediated experience. And so this marionette situation, I like that as a because it's a very I don't want to say crude form, but it is a symbolically and physically it's like a mediation. And I liked a lot how you came out with, you know, your persona. Whenever you put a mask on, your persona is hidden, and there's this one in front of it, but the two are still there. And so I was in my mind, I saw the bag and the smiley face, and then that registers this kind of absurd image. But at the same time, I was thinking, what's the expression on his face under that bag? You know, and then when you get to the piano, you take it off, and just this gesture of looking around can say so much as far as suggesting, it can be very provocative, very suggesting. One thing too about this performance is when you turn your back to the audience, that's always a strange moment, I think, because normally when you think about someone doing a performance, it's always their front on, they're directing everything towards you, audience, and so forth. But when you turn your back, it's like your face in the major sources, or what has come to be the major sources of expression, speaking, are turned away. And so I like that tension there, because I could see your hands come up, and then when your foot went out like this, so all your gestures, you were expressing yourself from your back. And the one gesture in which you gave us your front was this look, and it brought the two together. But that added a tension to the piece that I liked. And you'll hear me talk a lot about this with performance. If you can create some kind of tension, some kind of expectation, some kind of pull by what you're doing, then you've gotten a hold of, I think, of the power, of the essence of what your piece, your performance. And this piece had some tension to it. And I think that, I don't know, symbolically, conceptually, you could take this, you could extend this idea a great deal, because it's very contemporary, I think, in the subject matter, the body being mediated or manipulated, or your identity being controlled by external means. And even to the point where now, electronically, with video, with radio, surveillance, credit ratings, your personality is out of your control, as if controlled by electronic marionettes. Someone that, well, if your phone bill is overdue, we're going to cut you off. So it's this string that extends out. And so, and the use of masks too. It's something that I haven't dealt a lot, hardly any at all, with in performance, but it fascinates me. The use of masks, because if it's just a static mask, the expression doesn't change, and it's absurd. It's absurd in that way, in that humans constantly, you can't, like if you watch my face right now, I can't hold a single expression, even if I'm expressionless. There's the lighting and everything, something comes across my face. Some kind of emotion is expressed. But with a mask, it's like that smiley face is just constant, which is absurd. So it negated this big part of expression on your head, and replaced it with this static, absurd image. And I like that a lot in combination with the sound that came out, the doll, the laughing. So there's some good elements here. What all do you all pull out of this, get from this piece?
I guess as I was watching, I was looking sort of for the metaphorical, and you explained it really well. The marionette strings, the unseen strings, somebody's holding strings on you. That made more sense to me after I heard your description. When you said marionettes of the senses, marionette of the senses, I thought, well, that was interesting. You were utilizing mechanical as well as created images, plus various sounds which were, out of key, out of sync, no real melody or like that, just abstract taking place. So to me, that was it perked your sense. You wanted to hear something, but then you didn't know what was going to come out of you next. So to me, I thought that was nice in terms of an abstract piece.
Yeah, music, the strings of the marionette were hooked up to the piano, and I kept expecting, like, when you hit a note that would pull on a string, but being hooked. The person that runs the marionette is called the puppeteer, not the marionettist, but the puppeteer. And in a way, the piano appeared to me because you have the strings, and you were connected to the music, or the music was the puppeteer. You know, so the connection between all the elements was was together. I like that.
Well, the piano was controlling you. I mean, it had, through the strings on your fingers and the strings being connected to the piano, you were being controlled by that instrument. I wanted to see you take them off. I kept on wondering, what's going to happen? Will he take them off? Will he then control that machine? Will you be able to gain control over it?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if I did take the marionette off, I would probably play the piano very well, which I can't really don't know how. But if I did know how to play well, I would have taken the marionettes off, played more well.
Yeah. Yeah.
As I release, you kind of let it go, you know how to play. So,
I like the title too, Marionette of the Senses, like externals as well as internal things of your body, and this odd kind of connection.
well, with the beast with the masses, I couldn't see anything when I walked over there. So as for Marionette of the Senses, I didn't see, and so I wanted to mask basically all my senses, so forth,
Yeah,
and that was a part of me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
To me, it created a real mythic feeling. It created a real mythic feeling for me. Like I was watching your own personal myth. I don't really know exactly how to speak about it, but I felt like I was in another, it really created this whole nother world. Like I was looking in through an hourglass into some kind of somebody's personal myth. Did you hear?
Personal myth.
Personal myth.
You think?
I mean, I don't know. That's just sort of the impression I get. I mean, that's the feeling I got from it, was this sort of real unworldly kind of.
Which is the space of myth
Yeah.
is otherworldly. It's
Yeah.
not of this world. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're already getting into, with this piece, the biological body and the symbolic body, and the sense, how the senses are mediated. Essentially, there's social mores, patterns that prescribe how we move, and so that metaphor of personal myth, or can be extended out to social myth, how the society that you live in literally has strings out attached to you, pulling you in certain ways, making your senses do things or have them experience reality in a certain way. So it's a good first piece. I think there's a lot of potential.